We attended page 48, exercise 1.4, question 7. There are 2 gold coins and 4 silver coins in a box. Put your pens down completely, you'll understand at the end. I will tell you the things what is to be done. Okay? Just understand the things first. There are 2 gold coins and 4 silver coins in a box. The other box contains 3 gold coins and 5 silver coins. So basically there are 2 boxes. Box 1, box 2. In first box there are 2 gold coins and 4 silver coins, so total 6 coins. In the second box there are 3 gold coins and 5 silver coins, so total 8 coins. Now, one coin is selected from each box, means you select one coin from box 1 and you select one coin from box 2. From each box one coin is selected. Find the probability that one of the selected coins is a gold coin and one is gold, mark it as G. For simplicity we mark it as G. And then mark it as intersection. And then other is silver, mark it as S. But here we will have to define 4 events. Understand it well. What is the question asked? One is gold coin and the other one is silver. But there are 2 possibilities here. Either you get gold coin from box 1 and you get silver coin from box 2. Is the condition of one gold and one silver fulfilled or not? Or you get silver coin from box 1 and means intersection. You get gold coin from box 2. Still, is the condition of one gold and one silver fulfilled or not?
Yes.
All are clear with this? So 4 events we will have to define. G1, S2, S1 and G2. Understood this everyone? Now how will we find this? First of all tell me, selecting the coin from box 1, does it depend on the selecting of coin in box 2? Box 1 what you select, does it depend on the second? So they are independent events. So just now we studied what will be the formula for this, P of G1 into P of S2. Or means then here P of S1 into P of G2. Okay, now P of G1, one coin we have selected from box 1 and we want it to be a gold coin. So can I say probability is M upon N, that is 2C1 upon 6C1. Directly I am writing the probability. We don't need to show M separately and N separately, because otherwise this kind of solutions will become very lengthy. Only in this rule of multiplication, no need to show M and N separately. Directly you write it. Okay. So what is P of G1? 2C1 upon 6C1. One coin is selected. Same way, tell me what will be probability of S2? S2, from second box we want silver. 5C1 upon 8C1. What will be S1? 4C1 upon 6C1. What will be G2? 3C1 upon 8C1. Is everyone clear with this? Now that is 2 by 6 into 5 by 8 plus 4 by 6 into 3 by 8. Don't make the cancellations because denominator LCM will become simple if you don't make it. 2 into 5, 6 into 8, 4 into 3, 6 into 8. So now LCM will become simple. Directly denominator is 48. 10 plus 12. 22 by 48. 2 into 11. 2 into 24. What is the probability? 11 by 24. Did you understand this question, everyone? First 4 events we will define, then you will copy this. Okay, and before this, one statement I will give. So, first show this sample space. Box 1 and box 2. Further don't write it, just show box 1 and box 2 information. Now let G1 be the event that gold coin is selected from box 1. Let G2 be the event that gold coin is selected from box 2. Let S1 be the event that silver coin is selected from box 1. Let S2 be the event that silver coin is selected from box 2. Understood this? Any confusion with the definition of 4 events? Now, below that, write down the probability that one coin is gold and the other is silver is equal to, now show this complete. All have completed this. Anyone who is not clear with this question? Now again, question 8 on the same page. You completely understand it first, then you write it, okay? So put your pens down and that you understand it first. One joint family has 3 sons and 2 daughters, whereas the other joint family has 2 sons and 4 daughters. See here, one joint family has 3 sons and 2 daughters, total 5. Other joint family has 2 sons and 4 daughters, total 6. Now, one joint family is selected, underline that. First, what we are doing is, we are selecting one joint family. There are 2 joint families. So first we select a joint family. Now there are 2 possibilities. Either you select joint family 1 or you select joint family 2. So what will be the probability of selecting any of the 2 joint families? 1 by 2. If you make the sample space of joint families, then what will be the sample space of joint families? J1 and J2. Now if I ask you what is the probability of selecting first joint family? 1 out of 2. What is the probability of selecting second joint family? 1 out of 2. M of J1 will be only one outcome, so 1 by 2. And M of J2 will be only one outcome, so 1 by 2. Did you understand this? So first one joint family is selected. And what is the probability of selecting J1 or J2? Each of them? 1 by 2. Any confusions? Further. One joint family is selected from two joint families and a child is randomly selected from that family. So first you select a joint family, then you select one child from that. Find the probability that the selected child is a girl. Now there are two possibilities. One, you select joint family 1 and the child is girl. Any confusions? Or you select joint family and the child is girl. Okay, you select joint family 1 J1 and means intersection, the child is girl. Or you select joint family 2 J2 and the child is girl. Now tell me, is selection of girl dependent on first event selection of family or not? Is selection of girl dependent on the selection of joint family or not? Yes, because if you select joint family 1, then the selection of girl will differ. If you select joint family 2, then the selection of girl will differ. So here, event G is dependent on selection of joint family. Here we will apply the formula of dependent events. Dependent events, what did I tell you? If you multiply J1, then you will multiply it with G slash J1. If you multiply with PA, then you will multiply with B slash A. So if you multiply with J1, you will multiply G slash J1. Means probability of selecting joint family 1 multiplied by probability of selecting girl, given that we have selected joint family 1. Same way, what is the formula of OR means plus P of J2 into G, P of J2 multiplied by P of G slash J2. Now, what is the probability of selection of any of the joint families? 1 by 2. And within joint family 1, what is the probability of selecting a girl, daughter? 2C1 upon 5C1. Same way, what is the probability of selecting second joint family? And within second joint family, what is the probability of selecting a girl child? 4C1 upon 6C1. So 1 by 2 into 2 by 5 plus 1 by 2 into. Here we can do the cancellation because as such the denominator is different. So 2 gets cancelled. 2 into 2, 2 into 3 means 1 by 5 plus 1 by 3. LCM is 5 into 3, 15. 3 into 1 plus 5 into 1, 5. So 8 by 15. Did you understand this? Here we'll have to define 3 events: J1, J2 and J. Understood this portion, everyone? So this is dependent events. First you write joint family 1 and joint family 2. First you write joint family 1 and joint family 2 information. That's why I want in Diwali assignment that in probability you repeat each and every question, illustration as well as exercise. Okay? Your all questions are until unless you repeat it 2-3 times before your board exams, you will not be able to solve it. Right now you will understand it. Even after going home when you solve it, you will get confused. So 3 events we have to define. And let event J1 be the event that joint family 1 is selected let event J2 be the event that joint family 2 is selected. Let event G be the event that girl child is selected. Now below that write down the probability that the selected child is a girl is equal to, now show this completely. Yes.
Sir, how it is dependent?
Selecting a girl child will depend on which family you are selecting. First, we are selecting a family.
Yes.
If you are selecting first joint family, then the probability of selecting a girl child will be different. If you are selecting a second joint family, then probability of selecting a girl child will be different. So here the selection of girl child depends on the selection of joint family. Therefore, we have written G/J1. You select first joint family, and then probability that it is a girl, given that you have selected first joint family. Same way you select second joint family, and the probability of selecting a girl, given that you have selected second joint family.
Means if we select family 1, then girl should be from J2, family 2.
But if you select family 1, then girl will be from family 1 only, no? So that's why we say selection of girl is dependent on the selection of joint family. First you select what?
Joint family.
Joint family. So if you select first joint family, then girl will be from joint family 1 only. So selection of girl will depend upon which joint family you have selected. If you select first joint family, why will the girl be from second joint family?
From that family.
Yes?
The sentence is written.
Sentence?
Written that from that family.
From that family, and as such from that, even if it's not written, if you select first joint family, then girl will come from the joint family 1 only. And joint family 2 is out of question, okay? Yes. Question number 10 be attended everyone. All have completed this? Now in 10 and 11 you understand first how they are different from each other. So put your pens down. There are 10 CDs in a CD that, sorry, question number 9, not 10. Very weird question, but let us take it as it is. There are 10 ice cream cones in a box, out of which 3 cones weigh less than specification. Means 3 cones have less weight than the specified weight out of 10 cones. There are 10 ice cream cones in a box, of which 3 cones weigh less than specification, and the rest of the 7 cones have the specified weight. 7 cones have specified weight. Total how many cones are there? Now, underline 2 cones are selected and further underline one by one with replacement. With replacement means independent or dependent? With replacement means independent. One more thing, now be attentive. 2 cones are selected. So, will N be 10C2? No. Why? Understand it? Hold these 2 pens. Stand up. See, I select 2 pens. One is I select these 2 pens like this. Come here. Hold the pens. I have to select 2 pens out of 10 pens. Suppose he is having 10 pens. And I select 2 pens. Both the pens I select together. Now what is N? 10C2. Hold it. The other thing is I select the pens one by one. At one time I am selecting how many pens? One only. So when I select the first pen, N is 10C1. Now here it is with replacement, means I give it back. And again I select the second pen. Now what is that again? 10C1. So now, so one by one means will N be 10C2 or 10C1? 10C1. Okay, yes, if one by one was not given. It was simply given 2 pens are selected from 10 pens. Then N would be 10C2. Is everyone clear with this? Now, 2 pens are, cones. 2 cones are selected randomly one by one with replacement. Find the probability that, underline, both the cones weight less. Now, understand this. We will have to define 2 events here. Event, and in such questions, whenever with or without replacement comes, define the 2 events as A1 and A2. A1 we will define. Here what do we want? Both the cones have less than specified weight. So event A1 is the event that first cone have less than specified weight. And event A2, second cone has less than specified weight. Now what we have to find is A1 intersection A2. What will be A1 intersection A2? First cone also has less than specified weight. Intersection means and. Second cone also has less than specified weight, and that is what is asked. Both cones are less than specified weight. Did you understand this? Now, what is the probability that first cone has less than specified weight? You select only one cone at a time. So 3C1 upon 10C1, that is 3 by 10. Now you select the cone and you keep it back with replacement. So again, what is the probability that second cone also has the less than specified weight? Same, 3C1 upon 10C1, 3 by 10. What is the probability that both the cones have less than specified weight? A1, first cone also has less than specified weight and means intersection. Second cone also has less than specified weight. Independent events, P of A1 into P of A2. That is 3 by 10 into 3 by 10. That is 9 by 100. You could also be asked the question, find the probability that both the cones have specified weight. Then we would define A1 as first cone as specified weight. A2 second cone as specified weight. A1 would also be 7 by 10. A2 would also be 7 by 10, and answer would be 7 into 7, 49 by 100. They would also ask you the question, find the probability that first cone has less weight and second cone has specified weight. First cone has less weight, 3 by 10. Second cone has specified weight, 7 by 10. Then your answer would become 3 by 10 into 7 by 10. They would also ask you first cone has specified weight and second cone has less than specified weight. Then first cone specified weight, second cone less than specified weight, 7 by 10 into 3 by 10. All these 4 questions are possible. Did you understand this portion, everyone? So first write down this portion only. 3 less weight, 7 specified weight, total 10 codes. Did you write that? Now below that, let event be the event A1 be the event that first cone has less than specified weight. Now below that, right, let event A2 be the event that second cone has less than specified weight. Second cone has less than specified weight. Here both the cones have less than specified weight, that is what is asked. Okay. Now show PA1 and PA2. Show PA1 and PA2. Show that. Now below that write down the statement. Thus, here the statement is now. Thus, the probability that both the cones have less than specified weight is equal to, now show this P of A1 intersection A2. So all have understood this? Okay? And other 3 questions possible also, all of you are clear then how to answer that? Okay? Now look at question number 10, how is it different? Put your pens down again. Look at question 10 and understand it first. There are 10 CDs in a CD rack in which 6 are action film CDs. 6 are action film CDs. 4 are drama film CDs, total 10 CDs in a rack. Now, 2 CDs are randomly selected, like 2 selected, but then at line 1 by 1 without replacement. Circle the word without now. Is it different from previous question or not? In the previous question, selection was done with replacement, so there was independent events. Now selection is done without replacement, so here it is dependent. Second event will depend on the first. Did you understand this portion, everyone? Okay. And one more thing again, 2 are selected 1 by 1. So will you say N is 10C2? No. N is 10C? In the second selection. But in the first selection, N will be NC1. Did you understand this? Now, what is the question asked to you? Find the probability that, and I first selected series of action film, mark it as A1, and then mark it as intersection, and then second drama film, mark it as A2. We'll always define A1 and A2 only. 1 for the first event, 2 for the second. So what would you define here? A1, that first selected CD is action film. A2, second selected CD is drama. Okay. Now how will the things differ than this one? Understand it. First of all, what is the probability that first is action? 6C1 upon 10C1, 6 by 10, 2 into 3, 2 into 5. Any doubts on this? Now the selection is with replacement or without? Means second selection will be done from 10 CDs or 9 CDs? 9 CDs. So now sample space will change. Out of 6 action movies, 1 action is already selected. How many action will remain? How many drama will remain? Total? Now what is the probability that you select a drama film? 4C1 upon 9C1. 4 by 9. Okay. And does the second event depend on the first or not? Because you have selected action film, one action film has decreased. Does the second event depend on the first one or not? So this you will say P of A2 slash A1. Probability that second film is drama, given that first is action. That will be 4C1 upon 9C1. Here second event depends on the first one. Now what is the probability that first is action and second is drama? P of A1 into P of A2 slash A1. Probability that first is action 3 by 5 and second is drama, given that first is action 4 by 9. 3 into 3, so 4 by 50. Keep it in mind, when the selection is with replacement, then both the events sample space will remain same. When the selection is without replacement, then for the second event sample space one element will decrease. The question could have been asked, both are action films. Both are action. Then A1 first is action. A2 second is also action. A1 would remain same. But from A2, what are the chances of selecting action film given that first is also action? 5C1 upon 9C1. And then you multiply the two. Question could have been asked, both are drama. Then A1 first is drama. A2 second is drama. A1 would be 4 by 10. But this sample space now would become 6 action, 3 drama, total 9. Second is also drama, 3 by 9. Or question could be asked, first is drama and second is action. What is the probability that first is drama? 4 by 10. Second sample space would become 6 plus 3, 9. And what is the probability that second is action? 6 by 6. Drama is selected. So action would remain 6, only 6 by 9. Means any kind of question can be asked. Okay, you'll see which first one is selected. Here which first one is selected? So that will decrease. If first drama is selected, then drama will decrease. Okay, in with replacement, both selections, sample space will remain same. And without replacement, for the second selection, one item in sample space will decrease, depending on which first one is selected. Understood the difference? Complete this.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, dependent should be numerator.
Yes.
Dependent should be numerator in the A2 upon A1.
Dependent event will be in the denominator, and it depends on which event will be in the dependent event will be in the numerator, and it depends on which event will be in the denominator. Okay? It will always be like this. If you define A1 and A2, then it will always be A1 into A2 slash A2. Okay, therefore I said always define A1 and A2. Completed. Acha, how to define it? Could you all do that? After this, to define let event A1 be the event that first is action, let event A2 be the event that second is drama. Then up till here you write as it is. And here one statement will come. The probability that first is action and second is drama. Okay. Homework. Illustration 32 and 33. 30 and 31 illustration I'll do in the class itself tomorrow. Illustration 32 and 33 is your homework. And you'll repeat all the 4 questions we have done today.
Yeah.
Which questions? 7, 8, 9, 10. You'll repeat all of them. Okay, because all the 4 are different questions. None of them are similar ones. Look at this question, illustration 32. I'll discuss it. Page 44. There are 12 screws in a box, of which 4 screws are defective, like this. 4 defective, so there are 10 screws in a box, of which 4 are defective. 4 defective, 6 non-defective, total 10. 12. So 4 defective, 8 non-defective, total 12. Now, 2 screws are randomly selected and then one by one without replacement. So 2 sample spaces will come. Without replacement means second will depend on the first one. Find the probability that and then both defective. Means you define A1 as first screw is defective, A2 as second screw is defective, both defective. Okay, and first is defective, so what will be your second sample space? 3 defective, 8 non-defective and 11. Is everyone clear with this? Look at illustration 33. There are 3 boys and 2 girls in a friend circle. So 3 boys, 2 girls total 5. 2 persons are randomly selected from his friend circle and then one by one with replacement. So independent events means for both the events the sample space will remain same. Find the probability that and like first is boy, mark it as A1, and mark it as intersection, and then second is girl, that is A2. So first is boy 3 by 5 and second is girl 2 by 5. Answer is 3 by 5 into 2 by 5, 5 by 25, 1 by 5. No, 3 into 2 is 6, 6 by 25. Is everyone clear with this? So these 2 questions are your homework. Now most probably tomorrow I'll keep the last session. I'll finish up till exercise 1.5 because exercise 1 I'll not be able to finish in one lecture, that is Saturday. So it's better I take exercise 1 after the vacations only. And Sunday and Monday I cannot take the classes. Sunday I'm going auto session. So tomorrow we'll keep the last lecture and finish with the questions up till exercise 1.5. Okay. Bye everyone.
Bye.